Welcome to episode 2 of my journey to not AFK like an idiot. In this episode, the aim is to finish off all skilling related activities and finally begin combat on the account. Looks like agility is not something I can do today. I have been knocking out some bird runs and the hunter level is getting up there. However, I'm at a level where I can no longer make the birdhouses I can use, so I've knocked out Murder Mystery and Elemental Workshop for some construction XP. Construction? Crafting. So currently I'm up to 16 combat, which is the last safe combat level, as it were, because once you get to 17, Dark Boas can hit you for 48 damage in a hit and then throw a Dragon Throne Axe as well and stack you for obscene amounts of damage. So, this is the level at which I need to finish up doing important things. Currently, I am trying to get agility up to about 50 so that I can go and do the agility pyramid and have enough money to not have to worry about that for a while. And I figured whilst I was doing that, I probably ought to do farming as well so that I can bank a herb sack so that I don't have to worry about doing tithe farm later on either. So, in the aim of getting farming up, I'm starting to do farming runs. I've just planted my first patches up, and I'm also going to get Goblin Village and Recipe for Disaster, the Goblin section done, seeing as that gives 1,000 farming experience. Here's the goblins for RFD, and I'm hoping this will get me near, not quite 15 farming. I was hoping to be able to start planting oak trees, but not just yet. I'd almost entirely run out of money, but it turns out, even at the lowest price, general stores will still buy this ash at 20 coins each. So, I guess that'll keep me going for now. Finally managed to get my tree run started, however I have been rudely interrupted by this gentleman here who actually timed his spec very well with me opening the tool leprechaun, and it could have ended quite badly if I hadn't managed to cancel the interface and teleport in time. That was rather rude. Just obtained an easy clue from a birdhouse run and finished it up, so the very first clue casket on the account is pretty crap, unfortunately. Just knocked out 34 farming, which means that I will be able to do the tithe farm to bank that herb sack before I start getting combat up. As well as the 34 farming, I also needed to quickly get 100% favour to be able to do tithe farm, so I've been knocking out some early cooking levels at the same time. For a while now, I've been doing my birdhouse runs with willow logs because I don't have the crafting level to make better houses. So I've purchased a bunch of supplies from charter ships. I'm going to get the seaweed cooked up, but I'll be well behind in buckets of sand. So I was thinking I would collect some from a sand pit. So the aim is to get to Zenaris, so that I can use the sand pit there to fill up buckets to do the crafting training. But to do that, I'm going to have to finish Lost City, and I really don't want to get to 17 combat just yet. So to get the axe from the zombies, I think I'm going to range the zombies. So I'm going to have to get to 30 fletching to be able to make iron arrows. So the current goal now is 30 fletching. I'm going to quickly make some rings of recoil and games necklaces to use for the Lost City quest, but in the interest of limiting the amount of experience I'm getting, I've come to do it at the Fountain of Runes, seeing as no experience is gained whatsoever here. I am on Intrana, got myself 2 recoil rings and hopefully enough arrows to get this axe drop. Then hopefully I won't get more than 1 magic level, because if I get to 18 it'll put me to 17 combats. Yay! Third time lucky. There's the axe. Now for the spirit. There we go. Spirit is down. Now I need to grab enough of these for Legends quest, for this quest, for Luna's quest, and for Phrenic Trials. And the Lost City is completed. Hurrah! Time to fill up some buckets of sand. Now filled up all my buckets and cooked all of my soda ash and get some crafting levels done. I've finished smelting all of that glass and it's got me up to 35 crafting, which now means that I can do birdhouse runs with teak logs. Whilst here, now that I have the farming level, I've also planted up teak trees so that in future I will be able to cut more logs near a bank so that I can keep making birdhouses. Today is the day that the Shooting Star event has come out and the hunters have found this one, so I'm going to see how long I can mine here before they all come and brutally slay me. I think currently Pimp and Sea Engineer are the two here. Oh, down goes the Engineer. A bunch of Salad Row warriors have just turned up, slain Sea Engineer and left. So, no idea what's going on exactly, but getting the mining XP. Sea Engineer and I finally got to the middle of that star, and I got all of that stardust, which I believe you can trade 154 for 100 soft clay, so that should be 400 house tabs worth of soft clay there. And I also got a medium clue during that, so I'll see if I can complete it now. Made it to the third step of this clue, but now it's a Slayer Tower step, which requires Priest in Peril, which would get me into dark bow range, so I'm going to hold on to the clue. But for now, I'm not going to carry on completing it until I've got my Tithe Farm and Agility Pyramid completed. So in the meantime, I'm going to head to the Mining Guild and spend this dust. So I believe this is the guy that you talk to. Doesn't seem to have a trade option. Ah, here we go. 400 soft clay. So, Tithe Farm finished up. That's 53 farming as well, which is nice. And I've got the 250 points banked to buy the herb sack once I have the herb level. And I also got the auto weed because I hate weeds. With this jump here, that should be 50 agility, which is the level which you no longer get. Maybe this jump then. It's the level at which you no longer get Marks of Grace so regularly at the Varrock course. So I'm now going to switch over to the Agility Pyramid and try and make a reasonable amount of money. Then I can finally begin combat. After a bit of a rough first climb, here is the first pyramid top. However, I'm actually going to be leaving already because Sea Engineer has scouted another star for us to do. Oh, for God's sake. This star is an absolute trek away, and apparently it's being mined by about 100 people, so I don't think there was much point coming, but oh well. Yep, this star is absolutely packed. There's got to be at least 20 people mining this. Bit of a pity. Yeah, with the number of people there, 54 stardust. It's a complete waste of time, unfortunately. I guess everybody's realised that they can just one item them on PvP worlds. Very sad. That is 101 laps of the Agility Pyramid completed. For 1 million cash, I already spent 10k on cakes along the way, as well as 60 agility, which means we'll be able to do seers in future. And that is the final hurdle out of the way before starting combat. So I'm going to start figuring out a way to get some quests lined up to get the initial levels done rather quickly. The first quest I've completed is the Lost Tribe, and that now means I have access to the weapon shop over here and a bone crossbow, which will be ideal for range training on this account. Another quest that I'm getting finished up is the Death Plateau quest, because it uses up a slightly absurd amount of inventory space whilst completing it. I've just finished up getting the 2 sets of ham for the Death to the Dorgeshan quest, and whilst I was doing that, I also managed to finish off 2 easy clues, which contain absolutely nothing useful. My teak trees have all finished growing, so now I can do birdhouse runs and get the logs on the island. Tempting to do another Fallen Star with Sea Engineer and the crew, but unfortunately there is some degenerate ragger here who is making life rather annoying. Tom and I have now resorted to boxing each other as we mine to keep this idiot off us. It's quite amusing really, but not very efficient. I'm not entirely certain what this guy's plan was, but I'm glad I just got all of those agility levels, because yes, he did follow me all the way to the bank. Apparently, due to me just seeking attention, this guy's now going to rag me and camp me in a bank. So I was trying to get to 50 construction to be able to build an eagle lectern, so that I can build tabs once I have the magic level, but it looks like that's going to have to wait for now. Just finished up 50 construction, which allows me to build a portal chamber as well as a chapel, and most importantly, the eagle lectern to make tabs to a safe zone. I've come up to the mage arena to stock up on some runes, seeing as I've got the money for it, and it's worth doing now, buying as many as I can, because it'll be a while until I unlock a different rune shop like the Mages Guild, so these should hopefully last me until then. I've quickly knocked out the Corsair's Curse quest so that I can use the bank here, so that I can use this charter ship as well as other ones around the game to try and get some crafting, as I'm going to need that to do the Fremenic Trials quest. Fortunately for the next week, I'm going to have to be playing on a laptop, so I've had to delay training any combat for a little longer and instead have been working on skills. So I've got up a bit of fishing, cooking, fletching, and also just finished 50 thieving, which means I can now go for the rogue's outfit, which is one of the most dangerous things you can do on a PvP hardcore account, as you cannot take any food or gear or teleports or anything in with you. I've just obtained the 5th and final crate for the rogue set, and surprisingly this set actually has some very decent stats. So if you compare the body, say, to the leather body I was using before, none of those go over 10, whereas this body, everything is at 10, so it's actually better defensively than a leather body is, and viewers can use it, so actually a very tanky set. The next quest that I'm working on is Shiloh Village, which can, in the same way Merlin's Crystal was able to be earlier on in the account. I should be able to poison this thing, get it low. Ooh. On this account. Finish it off with this one for the kill. Don't think I poisoned it though, did too much damage. Oh, I did. One somewhat interesting thing that I did manage to do during the Shiloh Village quest was actually fail to wear the Beads of the Dead, spawning this zombie, and then coming up with the genius idea of trying to go back out the doors again, which causes a massive animation stall and almost got me stacked out. Here's the end of Shiloh Village, which means that I can now use the furnace in Shiloh Village as a slightly safer place to smith my crafting supplies. For the last little while I have been playing on my laptop, unfortunately, and you'll notice that my stats have gone up considerably because I was only doing safe skilling related things during that time. But now that I'm back on the main computer, I'm going to quickly finish up as many quests as I can whilst still being a skiller, and then I'm going to go straight for combat whilst the scry pools are still down. Black Knight's Fortress, Doric's quest, Ernest the Chicken completed, Sheep Shearer, Prince Ali Rescue, Romeo and Juliet completed, Clock Tower, Cold War completed, Depths of Despair, Dwarf Cannon, The Monk's Friend, Tribal Totem, Eagle's Peak, the Enlightened Journey, Freeing the Dwarf. While questing, I've also quickly unlocked the minecart system for much more easy transport around Zaya, and also paid the 100k so that I don't have to carry coins to go to any of these locations. Back to questing again, and this is the Forsaken Tower completed. And the reward for that also gives 100% Lova Kench favor. Tower of Life, the Feud, the Golem, Hand in the Sand, Beep Beep Purder, the Tourist Trap. I've also quickly gathered up another 500k because the cash stack was getting unfortunately rather low. So the boys and I found another star, and whilst we were mining it, a couple of PKs turned up. One tried to MSB out the guy underneath me, Finn, and another guy, is that fire, I don't even know, used some sort of fire spell on me, and in my infinite wisdom, rather than teleporting away or running away or anything, I question marked him, and came straight on back again. And you can see him coming back in on the bottom of the minimap here, and he got the perfect combo of a big hit with the spell straight into 2 MSB hits, both of which chanced me because I ate the cake instead of eating the correct food. I really should have teleported instantly then, so honestly I should have died there. The final quest to complete as a skiller is going to be Small Favour. And after this, I'm going to go to Lumbridge, hand in this skull, and that'll officially put me into Darkbow range. Then I'm going to go straight to hand in the final piece of Pure Essence for Priest in Peril, and work on getting the Creatures of Frankenstrain and Ghost Ahoy completed straight away, so that I can get the Garden of Tranquility step in the centre of Falador done whilst the scries are still down. And then from there, I guess I'll just have to carry on raising my combat. That is it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time with the start of combat training.